back who hung out here for about the last, 25 minutes. Appreciate that.
Good way to do it.
Yeah, so I do these talks because I want people in the community that don't feel there is any hope for their health to have hope. I want people to feel that their bodies can get better. And I want to show them how their bodies work and how they can get better and heal. Now, the thing is that a lot of people don't have hope, and that's one of the things I want to give them. But I also want to educate our community on what is health. How do our bodies really work? Now, do I get everybody well? No, I don't. I don't get everybody well. I can't figure out every single problem out there. I figure out a lot of them, but not all of them. But I can educate my patients and our community on how they can be healthy and how they can lead lives that are more energetic and they have a better quality of life. So tonight, we're going to talk about the 3 important aspects to lifetime care. So this always helps. Okay. Why is this working? Okay, let's try now. Okay, so tell me what most people's approach is to lifetime care. What do they think about it? Caring for your bodies for a lifetime. What's most people's approach?
As long as it doesn't hurt, why worry about it?
Okay, good. Diet. So you think most people, they think their approach is, if I change my diet, I'll be okay. Okay, good. I wish more people thought that way. But you're right. I mean, that is some people's approach.
Go to the doctor and get a pill.
Okay. There's a lot of dogma out there it's founded on cliches and not substance. So here's the number one misconception. If it doesn't hurt, there must not be a problem. Okay. Bad philosophy, bad way to think about your health. Okay, why isn't that good? What's wrong with that?
Pain's the last thing you have.
Yeah, okay, pain is symptoms are the last stages of disease. So I'll just ask a question. I ask this every time I do this talk. Anybody ever know anybody that just dropped dead of a heart attack and never really had any symptoms? I have. I've known several people like that. Anybody ever known anybody that developed cancer, that found they had cancer, had no symptoms? I can tell you people like that. I have a friend like that. He went to his medical doctor. He hadn't had a checkup in a long time, and they did a blood panel on him. The whole thing was really skewed, and the physician very smartly said, we need to investigate that. So they ordered some more tests and an MRI, and he had like late stage 3 cancer of his kidney. And 3 days later, he's in the hospital. They took it out. He had no symptoms, not one symptom. Okay. And I've known people personally just dropped dead of a heart attack, had no idea they had heart disease. This is a bad way to determine whether you're healthy or not. Okay? What if you eat some like contaminated food and you get food poisoning and you're vomiting and diarrhea? Is that the way your body should respond? Yeah, absolutely. You have major symptoms, but your body's responding exactly how it should. So symptoms don't determine how healthy you are. Okay? So here's an example. So if your car doesn't have a seized engine, you don't change the oil. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's happened to me. Okay. When I was a teenager, wasn't pleasant.
Yeah.
All right. So we change the oil in our cars because we want it to run its best. And you know, as people, we want things to work better. We want to buy things that are better service, last longer, have more options on them. But this doesn't always mean that, as far as our health, we want to pay the price. So, have you ever had anybody make fun of you because you take supplements or you eat well or you take care of yourself? Robbie, you're shaking your head. What have people said to you?
Why are you doing that? Don't you realize that you'll be fine without the supplements? You'll be fine without, we're all in the same boat, it doesn't matter what you do like that.
Yeah,
And it's a waste of money.
Yeah, anybody ever called you a health nut?
Yeah. All the
Okay,
time. Yeah.
okay. So here's how I respond. I've been called a health nut. So I just say, well, what are you, a disease nut? Is that what you are? I am a health nut. I am. So what does that make you? Okay. Okay. So, my wife worked downtown and she used to bring really healthy meals. And people made fun of her, and all the people that made fun of her were way overweight. They missed work a lot. Their production was lower than hers. They had issues. Okay. And one of the best things that happened when she was working downtown, because she doesn't listen to me, you know how that goes, okay, So she doesn't listen to me very much, but she found out just by observing the way people ate and their health that maybe her husband, was telling her the truth about eating a healthy diet, and now, she's really healthy. She is on it as far as her health. But that was a good experience for her and, to be quite honest, for me as well, because she realized that the things that I've been talking to her about for a long time actually worked. So that's also true about your chiropractic care. That some people sometimes ask, haven't they fixed you yet? Are you still going back there, even when you're free of pain? Okay. Well, let's talk about that. We're each designed from a blueprint that provides a template for vibrant health. The blueprint is our spine, okay? And if subluxations, misalignments are present, that blueprint is altered, vibrant health is diminished, and you age faster. You age faster. I've seen that. Now, we even have a study that shows that. It's not a very big study. We're working on a much bigger study on that. But let's talk about function versus pain. Okay, so most of you in here are my patients. Have you ever come in, you had no pain in your legs, no pain in your lower back, and I had laid you down on the table, I do this with everybody, and tested your leg strength, and your legs were weak. How many is that? I know it's happened to you. To you as well. Okay, did you even know your legs were weak, Heidi?
No, I did not. I was surprised. I was just like, wow, but I found that.
Yeah. You didn't even know. No back pain, no leg pain, okay? But functionally, your legs weren't working like they should, okay? So if you were a gymnast, I know you're not right now, but if you were, don't you think that'd be important to have strong legs?
Oh, yeah.
Sure it would, okay? So fortunately, that's a problem I can fix. So when subluxations are present, we may not even know it. We may not even know that our bodies aren't working as well as they should. And that's my job, to try and figure that out and find that out. But when they're fixed, your body works better. Things work better. So let's talk about exercise. So why do we exercise? Tell me why. Anybody in here exercise besides me? Okay. Yeah, good. Some of you do. Carmen, raise your hand. I know you. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do we exercise? Anybody?
I'd say increase your circulation.
Okay,
blood flow.
better circulation.
Yes.
What did you say, Heather? Or Hannah? Circulation, blood flow. Okay, that's a reason. Okay.
Big one, yeah.
Okay, what else? Any other reason?
Sleep better.
Sleep better.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, you sleep better.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, stronger.
stronger. Yeah.
Feel
You know, it's
stronger.
nice to be able to walk up steps like this, one at a time, rather than have to take them like this.
Yeah,
You know, you're stronger, okay?
exactly.
Okay, what else? What other reason?
Endorphins.
Yeah, releases, it makes it makes you mentally and emotionally feel better. Great point. Yeah, how about the fact that it helps you maintain your weight?
Yes.
That's
that
a
too.
really
Yeah.
important point too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't exercise today, so we prevent a heart attack tomorrow. Okay, we exercise because it enhances our life. It makes our whole life work better. Okay, so even the meals we eat, yes,
Does it build your immune system?
builds your immune system. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely does.
Okay.
Absolutely builds your immune system.
Okay.
So when we work on our brains, like we know that reading, playing a musical instrument, learning a foreign language, working on crossword puzzles is really good for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I play guitar, and I don't play it very well, but I'm working on it, okay? I'd never play in front of this group, I'll tell you that. But the fact is, I don't play guitar to make my brain work better so I don't have a headache tomorrow. I play it because playing guitar actually makes my brain function better. Reading, anytime you use your brain, your brain works better. When you don't use your brain, what happens?
Atrophy.
It deteriorates,
Yeah.
okay? So that's not a theory or an idea, but it's a reality. So that brings us to lifetime care, and this is a discussion that a lot of people will not engage in. I mean, I know a lot of people in our church that just, you know, you talk to them about this, I don't even try anymore because they just glazed look over their eyes. You know, it's like, it takes like I said here, it takes a certain level of evolved thinking that you don't just respond when there's a crisis, okay? We respond because we want to keep our bodies healthy. And it's a minority of the population that will do that will take care of themselves regardless of how they feel. So we don't wait till the IRS seizes our house before we do our taxes. At least I hope you don't. Or, you know, I hope you don't wait till you have a heart attack before, you know, you take care of your heart. That's not, I mean, you should take care of it after you have a heart attack, but it's better to do it before. So, important point number 2. So, important point number 1 was what?
Stay active.
Now, what was it? What was the first important point that I said? Just because you don't have pain doesn't mean
Okay.
I missed that one.
you're healthy. Okay.
Some of us are.
Okay, I'm going to ask you on these. So you remember, okay? I'm going to bring these up. I want to see if you're paying attention. So, lifetime care. This is important point number 2. It's not an outcome, but it's a never-ending process that we're consistently engaged in. Okay. So let's look at anything that applies to the virtue of existence, the virtue of being alive and being a human, is a process. It's never going to be done. Okay, so think about this. When are you done exercising? You know, hopefully never. Okay, eating the right food. Never. You know, I mean, now sometimes we fall off the wagon. You know, but you just got to get back on. Okay, brushing your teeth. You know, you done at 50 years old, I'm not doing it anymore, done, you know, too much hassle, okay, hopefully you're not like that. I want to keep my teeth until I die, okay, and I hope all of you feel the same way.
Yep.
I do not like going to the dentist. I want to keep when I die and I'm in my casket, I want my body to rot and my teeth to still be there 100 years from now, you know? That's the way I feel
Me
about it,
too, yeah.
okay? So, when are we going to be done praying? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. All the prayers I've ever prayed, I'm going to pray now. And God's, it's up to Him, you know. When are we going to be done loving our family? These are all things that we just do just because it's part of the process of living. It should be, at least. Now, some people, when they start chiropractic care, they hear stories that you have to go for the rest of your life. You don't have to, okay? You can stop anytime, actually. But why do some people keep going even when they're out of pain? Because they realize that their bodies work better when they're adjusted, okay? Like, I see a chiropractor pretty much every week unless I'm out of town. And I can really tell if I go 2 weeks, I may not be in pain, but I can sure tell I feel better when I get adjusted. I have more energy, better sense of well-being. And that's why people keep going, because they're more informed, they're more aware, and they want to experience more health and vitality rather than letting their bodies go downhill. And you might quit care, and you might not be in pain for a while after you leave here. You might, maybe a long time, but that doesn't mean that your body is functioning like it should be, okay? The weak leg example is a perfect example. You know, you may come back 4 or 5, 6 weeks, maybe 4 or 5, 6 months. I test your legs, they're weak, didn't even know it, okay? But that's how our bodies work over time, is they tend to deteriorate if we don't take care of them. So let's talk about a woman, I'll just call her Sally, okay? This is a young lady that came to my office. She's in her, probably about 23, 24 at the time. She's in a car accident, and I treated her for that. I treated her for about 3-4 months before I dismissed her. And on the last visit, or close to the last visit, she said, you know, she says, I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. She says, but, you know, since I've been coming in regularly, I noticed that I don't have painful periods anymore, and they're pretty regular. Well, she never told me that. You know, I never knew anything about it. She said, do you think there's a connection there? I said, yeah, probably there is, you know? Probably, yeah. You know? So a lot of people they can't make sense of that. They don't understand that. And that's why, you know, they tend to make fun of people that continue going. That's nothing new, you know. When people don't understand things, they make fun of it. And that's, I still get that as a chiropractor. Important point number 3. Okay, so what was important point number 2? Nobody remembers. Okay.
Lifetime, never ending process.
Yes, good job.
Yeah.
Lifetime care is a never-ending process, not an outcome. Okay, that's an important point. So here's important point number 3. Okay. Caring for your body and your health is something you do at certain moments and not at other moments. So I would say this: you render care at every moment. Even your thoughts, even the way you think, constitutes care. So let's talk about Hans Selye. He's a guy that developed the whole concept of stress and what stress does to the body. Okay, what he said, stressful thoughts and constant emotional upsets make cancer grow faster. You know, he said that in the 40s, and I mean, that was considered like heresy. That was like, you know, that'd be like a Catholic saying the Pope is a devil. You know, I mean, it was about like that. Okay, so now we accept that now, that our thoughts have a tremendous effect on our health. We accept that as truth now. Here's another guy that was really persecuted, Reiki Hamer. He was a German physician. And in the early 1980s, he produced absolute scientific proof that every cancer has a negative emotional origin, and specific diseases have very specific emotional traumas associated with them. The reason he kind of discovered that, his son was murdered by an Italian elite nobleman. And what happened with him is he was really healthy. 6 months later, after his son was murdered, he got testicular cancer. And he goes, now wait a minute, why would that happen? So he started investigating this whole thing of emotions and cancer, and found out, and he started looking at his patients that had gotten cancer, calling them, talking to them, looking in their files. He found out every single one of them had had a significant emotional trauma that was connected with their cancer, every one of them. So he started publishing stuff, and he's really persecuted. He lost his license over that. And I mean, typical stuff that you see.
Dr.
So-
Wolf, what is indigestible anger?
The indigestible anger is just anger that's there all the time. It just comes out. You can't get rid of it,
Okay, thank you.
you know, yeah. So here's some of the things he discovered. Lung disease, grief or sorrow, stomach and small intestine, indigestible anger, liver, starvation of love. Liver can also be anger and resentment as well. Okay, and so he developed this whole new system called German New Medicine, and you can look that up, gnm.com or something like that. So we render care to ourselves by, number one, the beverages we choose to drink, okay? So you drink Coke all the time, you know, you're rendering care to yourself. Not very good care, but you're rendering care, okay? Whether or not we choose to exercise, the food we choose to eat, how much we chew our food. That's a bad one for me, okay? I don't do very well on that one. Whether we smoke cigarettes, whether we drink to extreme, whether we have limited sugar or too much sugar. I mean, I know people that go through like 4 or 5 bottles of wine a week. I know, does that seem like a little excessive? It does to me. You know, like, you know, I might have 2 or 3 glasses every 6 months, you know. So, like, that's a lot of wine. So, you're not going to be healthy. Your body can't handle that much alcohol. Whether we have limited sugar or too much sugar. Whether we consume artificial sweeteners, which are known to damage nervous system function. Okay, so all of these things, and there's more than just that, but how about when we sleep? Are we rendering care then? Yes or no?
Yeah.
We are. How are we doing that when we're sleeping?
By getting plenty of sleep, you give your body a chance to recuperate and to repair.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, I would agree, the act of sleeping enough is rendering care to yourself, but what about while you're sleeping? Are you rendering care to yourself? Okay, so here's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, what about the thoughts that we think before we go to bed? What if you're really angry at somebody before you go to
That
bed?
indigestible anger.
Yeah, and you sleep on that, and that just percolates around in your head while you're
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's not the best thing for you, okay?
No.
So lifetime care is not a choice. The only choice we have is the quality of care we're gonna render to ourselves. So for the friend or relative or whoever says, "Are you still going to that chiropractor or that choirpractor?" That's what I say. Choir. I don't sing to my patients, and you'd be glad of that. So the question should really be: are you continuing to make greater improvements in the type of care that you're rendering to yourself? And I have friends that, when we get together, this is the kind of stuff we talk about. Hey, what are you doing on your workouts? You know, what are you eating these days? We talk about that stuff because we can learn from each other. So I want to talk, now we're going to just kind of go down a little rabbit trail right here, but this is really important information. What are the things that we can do with lifetime care, the way we take care of ourselves, that makes us less susceptible to the coronavirus if we're exposed? Okay, this is from the guy who's written more peer-reviewed articles about COVID than anybody in the world. His name's Peter McCullough. He said you put 4 to 5 drops of liquid iodine in a saline nasal spray bottle, spray it up your nose and into your mouth. It'll also work with xylitol. That's all you need to do, okay? Is that easy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it expensive?
No.
No, it's all you need to do, okay? Iodine kills everything, okay? Remember when we were little, we used to scrape our knee and our mother would rub that iodine on us,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Iodine is really, really powerful antibiotic, antiviral.
It is.
You can also take this and you could put it in a vaporizer and vaporize a room with it, okay? So that's one thing. Here's another thing. If you've got long COVID, here's the formula for it, okay? So bromelain, you take 500 milligrams a day. Nattokinase, which we have, in my opinion, the best nattokinase there is here in our office. It's a whole food. It's really good. Take 2 grams a day. And curcumin and turmeric, ours is also very good. 500 milligrams a day. You do that every day. And you take it between meals. You don't take it with food on an empty stomach. Okay? Here's another thing that Peter McCullough said. I heard him lecture a couple of weeks ago in Philadelphia. It's really interesting. He said, if your arm gets sore after a COVID, should be shot. I don't know why I put adjustment. COVID shot vaccine. You have a high risk of complications from the vaccine. He said that's a red flag. You get a shot, arm hurts. Here's another thing that he said. Let's see if I've got it. Okay. He said, I thought this was very interesting, and he keeps track of this. 7.7% of all people that got the COVID shot have such severe reactions they need medical intervention. That's huge. That's a huge number. That's like almost 8 people out of 100. Okay, so he's not for the vaccine at all. All right, very opposed to it. So the chiropractic adjustment is still the fastest and most efficient way to stimulate the immune system. Now, am I just saying that just to say it because I'm a chiropractor? Well, you know, some of you might think I'm blowing smoke. Okay, 21, this is in a journal called Medicina. I have the article in my office. 21 published papers were found that explore the impact of chiropractic adjustments on the neuroimmune system. 18 of 21 papers found a significant effect. Okay, so this is research. Okay, it's published research. Chiropractic affects the immune system in a positive way. All right. I have that paper in my office. So what about rendering care to children? I mean, is it okay to adjust kids?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure it is. Okay. So kids don't learn how to treat themselves based on what you tell them, but based on what they do. Now, behaviors and attitudes in kids are really caught. So I have parents that bring their kids in for care. I guarantee you, I've been taking care of those kids since they were really little. Now one's in college, they're in high school. I guarantee, I may not be in practice that long, but when these kids start having kids, where are they gonna go? And take their kids to a chiropractor, okay? This woman that brings her kids into me, she said, you know, I have the healthiest kids of anybody I know. That's what she told me. Now she also feeds them pretty well too, so I give her a lot of credit. She feeds them very healthy. So my request to you, as your doctor of chiropractic, is to really think about things like your spinal exercises, like traction, okay, using your Denerol regularly, okay, workplace ergonomics. So some people might need a standing desk. Not a good idea to slouch. Not a good idea to sit for really long periods of time. You need to get up and walk around. Okay, so I just want you to think about things like that. I want to talk to you a little bit about ligaments too, really quick. Now, what are ligaments? What do they do? Anybody?
They hold your joints together.
Good job. They hold bones together.
Yep.
Right. Okay. They have a good blood supply, bad blood supply. Bad blood supply. No blood supply, actually.
Yeah. No.
Good nerve supply, lousy nerve supply. Tremendous nerve supply. Okay. So ligaments need to be stretched and they need to be worked regularly. Okay. That's why exercise is so important. But when I adjust you, when I take my instrument and adjust you, we're actually stretching and giving those ligaments exercise. So it's really important to keep those ligaments fertile. When you don't exercise or you don't get adjusted, it doesn't take very long before they start to get stiff. And if you just leave them like that, over time they get hard, and then it's really hard to change them. That's why some people I see need to come in for a long period of time, because we need to work those ligaments that have become very stiff, very hard, and tightening those joints down You gotta work on getting those things moving again. That's why some people need longer care plans. So here's another a way of lifetime care. Some people have a habit of going from health tragedy to health tragedy. Okay, that's a form of lifetime care. Anybody know people like that?
Oh, yeah.
I do. I go, how can you live like that? I mean, every day, every other week there's something new,
Yeah.
And I mail letters at this place here in town. I won't say where it is, but I like this woman who waits on me, and I've talked to her. In fact, I've been there so much she knows me now. And she says, I'm really pretty healthy. I've only been in the emergency room 3 or 4 times. I'm going, that's health. I mean, you see, that's her idea of lifetime care. I mean, I've never been in the emergency room ever. And I'm not criticizing anybody that's gone. I mean, sometimes, you have to. I'm going, you calling yourself healthy? I mean, she was kind of bragging about it. I'm going, I didn't say anything. I didn't criticize her. I thought, man, you need to stay out of the emergency room. So if this is the way you feel about your care, you're going to be really frustrated in our office, because we encourage people to take care of themselves based on wisdom and engaged in the virtues of what it means to care for yourself. So I got some more slides, but it's 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna wind this down. So here's the thing: most people in here, most of you know somebody who's really struggling with their health. That has lost hope or given up, and we're here to try and help those people. And if you know people like that, and most of you do, have them come in. Just let me check them out. Okay. You might be doing them a huge favor. If I can help them, I'll tell them. If I can't, I'll tell them that too. But there's so many people in our society that don't realize how much chiropractic can help them. And I had the manager, actually she's the owner of the building now. Nice lady. She and I were talking the other day, and one of her maintenance men, he did something to hurt himself. I can't remember what it was. This is about 6-7 months ago. And so he had back pain, right up here. So she suggested, hey, why don't you go to my chiropractor? Now, she doesn't go to me. That's a tragedy, okay? So, but she goes to somebody else I know who's decent. So she doesn't go to me, and he goes, well, I don't believe in chiropractic, okay? So I guess he ended up going for 2 or 3 visits, didn't get well. Well, if you injure yourself bad enough, it's going to take longer than that. Mm-hmm. So what do you think he did?
Went to a doctor.
Went to an orthopedic surgeon. He got surgery.
Oh boy.
Now he's got chronic upper back pain that just doesn't go away, okay? Chronic pain. And he can't work. Can hardly work now, okay? So, my thing is, I'm not saying that you should never have surgery. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is give conservative care a long enough time, okay? And then maybe do a surgical option if that won't work, or something else. But here's what I'm saying is that most people know somebody like that, or somebody who's like in a lot of pain or has a lot of health issues. They don't know what to do. They've gone to every doctor they know of. Maybe they should try natural health care. Maybe they should try something different. And we want to be here for those people. We want to be able to help them, provide care for them, and at least steer them in the right direction. So some of you might have a name in mind. You can give them a call. You can tell them about this talk. We're going to post this on our Facebook page so you can watch it again, or somebody else can watch it. But we just want to be here to help people. So that's all I have tonight. Thank you so much for taking a half hour out of your lives just to learn about how to take care of yourself better and how your body works. So thank you very much. God bless you guys. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you very much.